I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rukakudash. Peace and blessings to you brothers out here carrying this work in sincerity and faith. This is a book of 2nd Edras, chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth with fire, as it filleth the fire. So what it's talking about here in verse 3, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. This is talking about Yahweh Shai, the world calls Jesus. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, because he's coming in great glory. He's coming from the heavens. Okay, so let's continue in verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is out of the sky, right? So if you look here at verse 4 again, if I turn your attention back to verse 4, it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. So this is talking about the thermonuclear destruction, right? So it says, out of the number, in verse 5, out of the number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they're going to try to subdue and try to fight him. Okay, try to bring him down. That's how Esau responds to everything. His only blessing is a sword. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So it's going to be huge. His mothership is going to be huge. And it's going to look as if it was taken from the earth. But he's going to look around to see where it come from. He's not going to be able to see, because he come out of the sea, which is was going to come out of the sky, right? He's going to be riding on the ship. He's going to be standing on top of it, right? So it says that he could not see it, right? Where there's the region in which, that's what he called this ship, was a region. That's how huge it was. He called it a region. Understand that thing. Okay, the Lord is coming in great glory. That's why everybody's going to be fear the Lord, mainly Esau, Edom, who should never be renowned. But, right now he's the sword of the Lord. So, a lot of people don't, they only understand Esau being in power. But the Lord's going to lift up a standard against him. So let's continue. But I beheld, and lo, he graven himself, behold, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or a place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. So they're going to be scared, man. We get scared of, bugs and rats, and we have all types of phobias, but this whole nation of people are going to be fearful in what they see in the Lord. So it ain't gonna be like no movie. It ain't gonna be like no villain that they make up, and they have power to influence our people concerning powers that come that are not of this earth, powers that come and take on Esau in movies and whatnot. And they liken these beings as some ugly, defiled, monstrosity that is coming to fight against them. And and they give them their mission. Their mission is to burn up the whole earth and just take it, and and everybody on the earth is gonna be slaves, and it's gonna be like a red background and smoke and everywhere, bodies piled on top of bodies. No, that's only going to happen to the wicked. That's only going to happen to those who hate the Lord and hate his word. Okay, So this is what the so-called white man, he's going to be sore afraid. The so-called white man and the men of his confederacy are going to be sore afraid, because when these other nations take out Esau, what's going to end up happening is these other nations are going to think that they're going to be on top next. It's not going to happen. So let's go verse 8 again. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet Durst fight. So they're going to be so stupid because that's the only thing that they have. Okay, is to be a devil. They're going to be so dumb to sit up here and try to fight the Lord. Somebody who came in great glory. Let's go ahead in verse 9. It says, and lo, as he saw the voice of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. So the Lord coming with power, with sacred power, man. Power that Esau don't know nothing about, right? It says in verse 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, that blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. So those that are prepared to fight against the Lord are going to be destroyed and burn them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Okay? And that's what you want to look at. You want to look at the fact that he said there was nothing to be perceived. Everything that Esau set up is going to be destroyed. All of it. Okay? All of it. There's not going to be no, nothing, no covenant that you made with this system. Meaning, hey, I go to the store when I need food. I go over there and they know I'm going to be there. Hey, everybody, I'm coming to get my food. I make this money so I can get my food from you guys, right? That ain't gonna be able, you ain't gonna be able to do all that. It ain't gonna be no other option when your Habashah returns, right? Like there's no option right here. There's not gonna be any other option. There ain't gonna be no reassurance of this system. Okay, there's gonna be nothing left, right? The Lord is gonna destroy it. That's right, a man from the sky. But we are. They call us the black identity extremists. But we speaking about a man coming from the sky. That should sound stupid to them. But guess what? They fear. They get fearful and they shut down YouTube channels and they promote all of this. They flex their wicked, their wicked decrees, on their little YouTube, on their little, YouTubes and Facebooks and Twitters. They push these evil decrees to keep us from speaking out. So guess what? It's fine. It don't matter what you do. The revolution will not be televised, right? That's what they always used to say. The revolution will not be televised. So guess what? It's going to be a hidden thing. But the Lord's going to use the foolish to confound the wise, man. And they call us foolish because that's right. We believe that Christ, Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus, is going to return on a ship, right? And he's going to have y'all afraid and y'all fearful of that thing, right? Everybody's free to believe whatever they want to believe. But as soon as you start believing in this truth, that's when y'all have a huge problem. But y'all supposed to be full of sciences and, which is false. Y'all supposed to be full of sciences and whatnot. But y'all scared of this. That's cool. It was already prophesied that y'all be scared. So they're going to be prepared to fight and the Lord's going to burn them up. There's going to be nothing left. In it says, so that upon, is verse 11, so that upon a sudden, like all of a sudden, of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. I mean, you can't see it. You're not going to see, you're not going to hear them. Your senses are not going to feel them. Your memory, you're going to remember that they were there at one point, but but other than that, you ain't going to be able to do nothing with it. Picture somebody beating you down, inflicting pain on you, and all of a sudden they gone just like that. Not only that, everybody that had their back in their best interest, gone. That was just beating you down. And everybody who had that person's best interest, gone. Just like that. That's what's going to happen to the wicked. Right? And afterward, I saw, this verse 12. And afterward, I the same man, come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. You see there? It's going to be the wicked Israelites. It's going to be wicked, any of the wicked who remain, So some going to be bound. It says, and other, some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. Okay, for they were not left were in heaviness. They that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. See, so-called white man is going to be destroyed, man, and all the men of the so-called white man's confederacy are going to be destroyed as well. Okay, so let me go to this video here. Now watch this. Sore afraid, verse 8.
And when I tell you to go, you run like hell straight to the basement, damn it! Are you ready?
Now, like I said, they free to like an hour.
Are you ready?
Esau, they liken him unto beast and ugly things, and but we've seen how the Lord's going to come. He's going to come, and glory's going to come as a man, right? He's not going to meet Esau as a man. He's going to come likened unto a man. Like Yahweh Shai, going to be a so-called black man, right? But he ain't going to be no man that can be affected by Esau and his wickedness. Now look how look how proud he is, right? Dressed in like military fatigue, pants, and got tatted all up, bald head, like he just I'm finna run this show. Listen, Esau is the end of the world, man. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So-called white men gonna be destroyed, man. Look at this pride from Esau. Look at all the destruction. Look at all that destruction. Look at all that destruction. That's what's gonna happen to her. It's gonna even be worse. It ain't gonna be nothing to be perceived. Nothing. All that Roman-esque video. Built those Roman-esque buildings and whatnot. Okay. All that stuff is gonna be destroyed. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be taken. Okay. It's gonna be destroyed in the thermonuclear destruction, man. Esau, his kingdom is all destroyed. He's still gonna try to fight. Come on, big boy! That's right. Open his mouth, that fire come out. be this actually used to be a movie that I really enjoyed, and that was one of my favorite parts right there. That was my favorite part when I seen the guy jump at him. But now with new eyes, I'm looking at him like, man, this is just a proud devil, man. Esau's proud devil, and that's what they're gonna try to do against the Lord, man. All these movies that Esau is showing you, these like it's spoken of in Isaiah chapter 45, speaking about the enchantments, right? And the sorceries. That's through these movies and stuff as well, man. Make you rebellious. Looking at these movies, like, nah, I'm gonna go to the military, man. They warriors, man. They doing all this, that, and the other, man. I'm gonna go to the military. I'm gonna be a cop. You get power and you get respect and all that. The so-called white man like that. Listen, you're under a spell. You're being bewitched. These people hate you and they want to destroy you and your people. So let's continue. They were looking up at him. He was there, fine, going against the power, and then what happened? Got destroyed. This is what's going to happen this is what's going to happen to the so-called white man's kingdom. That man was actually the government in this movie. So that's the so-called white man's last hurrah right there. Look, their hope has left him. Look at how she looking. The so-called white woman was the first person that they shown. Why? Because that's the one that everybody trying to protect. Let's go ahead. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All right, so let's go back here, right? Let's see. So let's see. Let's go Isaiah chapter 14, verse 20. It says, let's start at verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, even one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. So yeah, it says that the seed of evil doers. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's say trodden under feet. Now let me continue at verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. It says the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned, right? Now let's look up that word renowned. It says framed, distinguished, honored, notable. Okay? So anything that they stood for, we should not be a part of, right? And let's continue. So it says the seed, let's deal with that real quick. The seed of evildoers. What did they do? Well, they destroyed our land and they slain our people. It says the seed of evildoers, meaning who comes from them, right? The seed of Esau, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Okay, because what? All the use of everything that they created is going to be destroyed in the fire, thermonuclear destruction. So-called white man has angered our Lord time and time again, right? They boast themselves against him as if they are not wood, like it speaks of in, I believe, Isaiah chapter 9. And the so-called white man has sit up here and boast himself against us, greatly offended us, right? Never once took it into his heart, into his consideration to say, man, we doing a wicked, evil thing to the so-called black man, to our brother, right? They would never, that would not enter into their heart. So there's nothing left for them here but to sit here and keep their pile of shit that they have heaped them to themselves, and so the Lord come and destroy it all, right? So it says the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And you've seen the cities that was destroyed behind, as that beast was coming to destroy the so-called white man. You've seen the destruction. The Lord don't want those things set up no more, especially by the so-called white man. So it says, "For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord." That's what's going to happen to our enemies. That's why they get upset when we start speaking on them. When we start speaking this truth and start speaking their judgment, right? It says, "I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts." That's what's going to happen. That thermonuclear destruction is going to destroy this place. So the Lord is not either. There's no other options for the so-called white man. So with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.